Assalamu alaikum. Hi, good day. How is everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, Khawatino Hazrat, viewers, Sajno and Sajno pe Mitro, I am cooking Tagliatelle with chicken and I have to make the sauce, the pasta sauce first, and I'm trying to make it something like pesto. I'm not making exact pesto, but I'm trying to add the taste of pesto sauce to this particular pasta dish of mine. So what I have is a pressure cooker because I don't have much time and I have to hurry up everything. I will be using lots of tomatoes because tomatoes really add taste to the dish. I will be adding one bulb of garlic, not a clove, a bulb of garlic, and then I will be using almonds. I don't have pine nuts right now, and I have 1 kilogram of boneless chicken. So let's start and make the pasta sauce first. This pasta sauce is red pasta sauce but with flavors of pesto. Let's start. Some might object me using a pressure cooker for this purpose, but time decides a lot. So this time I think I have less time and I have to cook everything, cook the sauce ingredients in the pressure cooker to hurry up the process. I cannot, and most of the people who cook at home in their own kitchens cannot follow recipes as such. Sometimes they have one ingredient and sometimes the other ingredient is missing. So what we should all depend on is improvisational cooking. Whatever we have in the kitchen, in the pantry, we can use it to create our own dish every day. But of course for this we need to know the nature of all the ingredients. We need to know a lot about ingredients. Well, that takes time. Well, that takes experience. Once you use different ingredients in different dishes, you realize, or you come to know, you learn how they behave. And what I know about tomatoes is that they are really loyal ingredient. They never let us down. They always add taste to the dish, no matter what you do with them. So these tomatoes are the most loyal ingredient of any dish. I can just use them anywhere. Wherever I need a sudden burst of taste, I can just add them. So I have these tomatoes here. The pressure cooker I already washed them. So here they go in the pressure cooker. Although I've added more than the recommended amount in this pressure cooker, so what I would do is I would just put some water and I will let the water come out of the tomatoes. They will just settle down and then I will use it as a pressure cooker, because by then the level of these tomatoes would be almost 2/3 of the height of this pressure cooker. So this is important, right? That is also an example of improvisational cooking. If you have a smaller vessel, a smaller pot, you can just let the ingredients simmer for a minute or two, and when they lose water, they become limp, they lose all their water, and then you can use it as a pressure cooker. So that is very important, that if you use a pressure cooker, the ingredients should not be above 2/3 of the level of the height of the pressure cooker. Now I'm adding garlic. Garlic is also a good ingredient, but it's not as loyal as tomatoes. Tomatoes are really the best cooking ingredient one can have, not even onions. That's my opinion. So before I put them on the stove for simmering, I'll just add a bit of olive oil, because what I'm trying to make is pesto. And this pesto has tomatoes. This pesto has almonds instead of pine nuts. This pesto has garlic. This pesto has oregano, a bit of it, and this pesto has parsley. Pesto doesn't have tomatoes. I've added garlic to tomatoes, and then once it's tender, I'm going to blend it, and I'm not going to add oregano or parsley at this time because I don't want to pressure cook oregano or parsley. Time to grind almonds, and I will do it twice. I wouldn't grind them all at the same time because these almonds, oil comes out of these almonds and then they don't move in the grinder. So I have to use small amounts each time I grind them. This is what I was talking about. If you take a lot of them, it's very difficult to grind them. Cubes of chicken breasts. We'll try to cut small cubes of chicken breast. So I hope these are cubes. Yes, they are. Now this bulb of garlic is for the chicken part of the dish. I would fry chicken in this garlic, and I'm not going to crush it. In fact, I'm going to chop it into very small pieces. I've peeled garlic, and I washed this cutting board before I peeled garlic on this because I use this for chicken. Now this is how I am going to chop the garlic. I'm not going to crush it. I'm not going to blend it. I'm just chopping it on the cutting board as fine as possible. Remember, the conventional pesto sauce has pine nuts. It doesn't have tomatoes, but I'm just creating my own dish, creating my own sauce. And since I've added a nut in it, like almond instead of pine nuts, so I think I can call it pesto. This chopped garlic will go in my wok, and olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. I always cook in extra virgin olive oil. That's enough. Since it's almost 2 tablespoons or even less. And now I'm going to fry these chicken cubes. So I'm going to fry these chicken cubes in this, but first I'll just fry this garlic, but I will make sure that it doesn't brown. It stays the same color. Because if it browns, its taste will change. I don't want that changed taste. I want the actual taste of garlic in my pasta dish. So here I have almost 4 liters of water for 400 grams of tagliatelle. And I have to let it stay in the boiling water, let it cook in the boiling water for 12 minutes as the instructions are on the packet. And just I'm sauteing the garlic just a bit so that it doesn't give that raw aroma. It's still garlic, but it doesn't give that raw aroma. And my tomatoes are tender now. And now it's time to put chicken in it. So here goes 1 kilo chicken cubes. The flame is low. Yep, because I'm running out of time, I have to cover this so that it boils quickly. So it's time to add almonds. I think I have grounded more than enough almonds, so I'll just let half of them go in the dish. If I put a lot of them, the dish would taste, there would be a lot of nutty taste in the dish. So a heaped teaspoon of dried parsley and a leveled teaspoon of
oregano, because oregano has a stronger taste.
Time to blend everything. Time to add salt everywhere. So 1 teaspoon heaped teaspoon of salt goes in the chicken, because I want water from the chicken to come out and I want to cook it quickly in less time, and salt would actually do that. I've added 1 teaspoon of salt in this customized pesto sauce. Water is boiling. Hopefully it hasn't started to boil yet. So I started with low flame. I let it cook on low flame so that water comes out of the chicken cubes and there is enough water around. And now I'm cooking at high flame so the water evaporates quickly and the chicken becomes tender. Because if you start with high flame, the chicken cubes would stick to the walls of the wok, and it always put chicken, oil and garlic on low flame. Water of the chicken will come out and the chicken will cook in the water that has come out of the chicken. I'm adding some oil in the boiling pasta, and now I won't cover it. I don't know the reason why, but since childhood I know that if you are cooking pasta, you don't have to cover the pot. So for the non-gluten part of the dish, I have firm tofu, extra firm tofu, and I will fry it a bit and then we'll add the sauce which I'm going to cook, which I'm cooking in the other wok. So I will fry this a bit, not much, in very small quantity of extra virgin olive oil, and then the sauce and the chicken which I'm cooking in the other wok, I will pour half of it in here, and this will be the gluten-free and the carb-free diet of the dish. Here I'm frying tofu and I'm going to flip it with a tong, otherwise it might break. So use a tong to flip tofu when you are frying it in less oil. Since this part of the dish is gluten-free and this has gluten, I must use separate spatulas for them. A lot of spluttering when one fries tofu because it has a lot of water content in it. But I have the splutter covered. Looks like tagliatelle is done. I have to now drain it in a colander. I have drained it and I have rinsed it. It's time to add sauce to the chicken. When I add sauce to the chicken, I'll add black pepper. I haven't added black pepper to my customized pesto sauce, so it's better I add 2 teaspoons of black pepper in this chicken. The chicken is frying and I think that's enough. You can see the beautiful brown color on chicken cubes. It's time to add sauce. So added sauce. I let it thicken a bit. And now half of it will go to the gluten-free part of the dish, where I have fried some
Tofu.
to mix pasta with the sauce. This sauce, which looks, when it looks as if there is a lot of sauce, but soon it will disappear. The dish is done. Time to put off the flame. So time to sprinkle some parsley to make the dish look beautiful. So finally, the pasta is ready. I used tagliatelle, made my own sauce, which was something between the red sauce and pesto, because I used tomatoes and I used nuts, but I used almonds and parsley and oregano and extra virgin olive oil. So it's called improvisational cooking because I've used whatever ingredients were available in the kitchen. So I'm stirring this with another spatula. This is the gluten-free part of the dish. It is using the same pasta sauce, but instead of pasta, I've added tofu. So mind it, this dish is gluten-free dish for adults. But children who cannot eat gluten, then you must buy gluten-free pasta, which is easily available.